Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this fabulous Tuesday, May 6th. Before we start the show, I got a shout out. I didn't tell you guys about this before the show, but I'm going to put this little banner up at the bottom here. We welcomed a new baby to the world for my brother and sister-in-law, Evan and Aaron Carr. Baby Howie just entered the world here in the last couple hours, so
awesome.
Here's to you guys.
Oh yeah! Cheers!
Cheers! Oh my!
Mm-hmm.
I was not ready for that. Oh my god!
Hot, baby!
Should I go get one?
We would have got one.
Welcome to the world, baby Howie.
Welcome to the world, baby Howie. So his real name Howard? I'm assuming that's okay.
Yeah. As I spilled beer on.
Mm-hmm. So. Is this their first job?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
While he's cleaning himself, I'll answer. I know that answer. First child, yes.
Good deal.
But yeah, congratulations to Evan and Aaron. They're always super nice to me whenever I come out to visit. Brooks, and Caitlin, and Banks, and all of them. So yeah, that's really cool. Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations! It's freaking awesome, guys. Hopefully everyone's happy and healthy.
Yeah.
And good luck getting sleep for the next couple years of your life. Have fun.
Yeah. Brooks probably knows he's sleep deprived ass is sitting over there. He can't decide if he wants to stand up or sit down right now. I think.
Well,
that's what it looks like.
I hit a bunch of buttons, and now my dock at the bottom went away, and I thought I had hung up on you guys during that. So I don't know.
Big tech guy. Big
tech guy.
He is the local tech guy.
I was literally wiping the keyboard off, and then everything went away, and I'm like, oh no.
All right. Well, today,
get that out of the way.
Yeah, we had to get that out of the way, but today we will be opening with our That's a Shame segment.
Dulcie, this is all you, man. This is you.
So hold on, I got to figure out how to get this up on the on the screen because I don't know that I necessarily am going to be able to.
When you sent these photos, I actually thought you were fucking around. I didn't think it was real.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll have to go full screen, I guess, with the photos. So give me 1 second. So for those of you who don't know, when you listen to this podcast, I am a bartender in Ocean City, Maryland, and I work at a few different places. One being the Green Turtle in West Ocean City. Apparently, last week when I was working at my other job, somebody decided that it would be a good idea at 11 a.m. completely sober to slam on their gas instead of their brakes and run clear through the dining room of Green Turtle, West Ocean City. So what I'm going to have to do here is just share my whole screen, but I have some photos if you guys want.
Well, luckily no one was hurt. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. Nobody was hurt because it was 11 a.m. The restaurant was just opening. Thank God nobody was sitting in the booths that kind of got taken out here. But hold on, I'm having trouble with the sharing.
So well, while you do that, I'll give it that's a shame right now.
Yeah.
Devin Williams of the New York Yankees has a 10 ERA with a 2 WHIP in 11.2 innings. Look, I'm not beating down a dead horse, and obviously we don't like the Yankees, but that's really bad. I think you might be going down to the minor leagues, my friend.
I don't think so. He's had a great last 3 outings.
No, he just gave up 3 runs yesterday.
He had 3 before that where he didn't give up any, so I didn't see yesterday's.
A 10 ERA is pretty bad, and it's not because it's just like one massive blow up, like when John Smoltz got screwed and left out there for he gave up 12 runs, and then his ERA never could get below 4 the rest of the season.
Well, the only way I can do that, I can share my whole screen, is if I cancel out of Chrome and then reopen it. So I think we might be lost here. But either way, we can share it on the pod Instagram page. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't have a lot of time before this, so
what happened? Obviously, he ran into. Is it a he or she first?
It was a lady. Yeah. So she parked outside of the restaurant, right? Right in front of the restaurant, and there's a curb, and it's probably about 15, 20 feet between the curb and the restaurant. And I guess she hit her brake. She thought it's because she was going to put the car in reverse to turn around. And instead, she slammed on the foot. She didn't realize the car was still in drive. She slammed on the gas and just right through the freaking window of the restaurant. What I'm going to do is try to email these to myself just so I can get them on now. Okay.
So I have multiple questions. Like, so there's obviously structural damage to the wall. So they blocked off that part of the restaurant for the day?
They blocked off that part of the restaurant for the whole day. So basically the whole dining room was closed and the bar side was open. And yeah, I mean, we have a lot of tables on the bar side too. We probably have probably 15, 20 tables on the bar side. And it was a Friday. So, I mean, sometimes those can fill up. And also all the bar tables are high tops. So,
okay.
Yeah,
here we go.
Here's the inside of the restaurant. Brooks is a genius here. Was able to do this. This is the inside of the restaurant, the aftermath. And basically what you see in front of you now, all of that stuff is off the wall. That entire wall from basically that light fixture on the right-hand side all the way to the end is just gone. Right now, there's just a big temp wall up right now, just boards and basically a big tarp in the restaurant and just caution tape around that area.
At this point, you might as well just put up a garage door there and make it a nice.
I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe that they're thinking. Maybe that's what they're thinking. I don't know. But maybe that would entice more people to try to drive through the freaking thing. But yeah, it's yeah. So maybe don't pick up the picture of the car just because it has a license plate.
Yeah, I got a license plate on it.
But yeah, this is the outside of the restaurant. So honestly, it doesn't really even look horrible. I mean, it doesn't look great. Obviously, it doesn't look horrible.
How do the fucking neons survive?
Dude, honestly, I got no idea. And once again, it was shocking that it wasn't one of our drunk regulars or like a drunk person in general. It was a completely sober, like 50-year-old woman at 11 o'clock in the morning, just going to get lunch.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's just it's pretty crazy. And you know what's funny? I wasn't working there at the time. I was working at my other job that day, so I started getting random texts at some point in the day from a couple of my buddies. One of my buddies works at Meoni's in West Ocean City. He texted me with, "Hey, did somebody drive a car through the dining room at Turtle today?" And I was like, "You what now?" So I text the girls I work with. And immediately she's just like, "Yeah, that happened." And I was like, "Send me all the pictures you have. I need this right now." Like, what?
I know we're not going to show the car photo because it has a license plate, but I was surprised at how little damage was done to that vehicle.
The car looks pretty much fine. I mean, there's some scratches and dents on the front. My question is, does her car insurance pay for it? I don't know how that works.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, really?
It's like it's like
is for.
Yeah, it's exactly what insurance is for. And like, so I had a friend who unfortunately had a stroke while driving and ran into someone's house, and her car insurance picked up. Well, it covers like up to X amount of dollars, like 100,000 or something like that, whatever the heck their coverage was. Yeah. I'll tell you, we were golfing in Mountain Branch once, Dusty. I can't remember who I was golfing with, most likely like Jason Mislin and Aaron Wheeler and stuff like that. And we're up there and we're actually getting hot dogs. We're at the turn. And you guys have all been to Mountain Branch, obviously. And outside the front of the clubhouse, they have these two pillars, that has like a little canopy over top of it. And a woman just did the same thing, hit the gas and just took out both of the load-bearing poles. And then down came the canopy. And I was like, I'll take some mustard on my hot dog, please. And I'm going to.
Oh, man. Yeah. Nick's our resident lawyer here. He says he'll get covered, but might have trouble getting reinsured.
Oh, yeah.
Her insurance is going to be expensive moving forward. Yeah, I would imagine.
The way insurance is these days, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough go of it for the lady. But anyway, that's a shame segment for the day. Just ridiculous. Can't believe that happened. But honestly, it's not the first time it's happened in Ocean City. The 7-Eleven. The 7-Eleven on 28th Street got ran into a couple years ago. The Satellite Diner on like 45th Street got ran into a couple years ago. The International House of Pancakes and Ribs, which is the most ridiculously named restaurant in Ocean City, got ran into a couple years ago. So it happens a lot in Ocean City. There's a lot of, usually it's pretty nefarious reasons. This time it was just, a stroke of bad luck for this lady, I guess. I don't really know. But once again, there's a good 15 feet between that curb and the restaurant, and she had to hop the curb and go 15 more feet into the restaurant. So I just don't know how you lose control of the car that much while you're parked.
I mean,
it makes sense to me.
You've seen what I've done before.
I mean, yeah, but you were 16 in our driveway, right?
Well, 16 and tire shine on my shoe.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Oh, blame it on the tire shine.
No, but I mean, this is
he almost ran over our grandfather.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm not kidding.
Like I had my foot on the brake while I forget what I was doing, like cleaning the dashboard or something like that. And because I was like cleaning the dashboard, then I was like, I had it in drive because I was about to move it, and my foot like literally slipped off the brake and hit the gas. Slammed on the gas.
Yeah,
like because I had it obviously pressed down and I was like reaching up, so I was pressing it harder than I usually would. And it just like slipped. And yeah, almost killed our grandfather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was bad, but
didn't actually hit him. Like, let me didn't actually hit him, but we found out that Pup Could still move pretty good for 80 years old.
I got some video.
Well, look, luckily once again nobody got hurt. Obviously, it's gonna be an expensive day for her at some point moving forward, and hopefully the wall at the Green Turtle gets replaced here shortly because it looks pretty bad, to be honest with you. If I was a customer going in, I'd be like, what the hell happened? But it's nothing. It's not the restaurant's fault. There's nothing they could have done about it other than making the curbs higher, maybe. So if you want to take this down now, Dusty, but I mean, this reminds me of a story because I haven't thought about this story in forever. But a guy who worked for me and is just a great friend, Luke Horner, who you guys know. Mm-hmm. His house got ran into by a car twice in a month. Same car?
No, different car.
Okay.
Same car. Can you imagine you're sitting there watching, like Ted Lasso, and all of a sudden a Toyota Corolla just pulls in?
Yeah, at that point, I think it's time to move.
Throw him the keys like he's a valet driver. Yeah.
Keep it.
Yeah, keep it running.
Yeah, between British Raven and Peakdown Sports are our two chat producers.
Yeah, appreciate that. They're our mods.
They really are. They are our mods. Speaking of, since we're talking about it, go vote for us in the Best of Baltimore for best podcast and best Instagram account. We're obviously not going to win, but it'd be pretty fun. It'd be pretty funny to piss some people off.
Oh, so yeah.
That's really the whole goal.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Oh, man.
We're natural born losers here, so we have no problem losing this. This is cool.
While we're on the That's a Shame, do you guys have any more That's a Shames you want to get out of the way real quick?
I do.
And then we'll get into some stuff.
Brian,
I have two more, but Brooks, go ahead.
You already gave one, right, Brian?
I did, but I have two more, but Brooks, go ahead. It's your turn.
So my That's a Shame is a former defensive back for the Maryland Terrapins. Just got locked up on murder charges this weekend. 2020 grad. There was a shooting, I guess, this weekend or late last week down somewhere in Florida, Miami, somewhere. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Ended up killing somebody, and he was arrested this weekend. So, yeah, not good.
Not good.
I did not see that at all. I had no idea that happened. Yeah, that sucks. Jesus.
No.
Don't like that.
No, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Mine you can say about it.
Yeah.
I mean, really, there's nothing. Mine too are a little more lighthearted.
Yeah, get a little bit more lighthearted on the pod here, please.
Well, I'll go the heaviest one too. That's a shame. Greg Popovich has to retire. Always enjoyed.
He's team president now.
He's El Jefe.
Yeah. Did you see that?
But I still miss his
God, he looks so old in that El Jefe video.
Yeah. I still miss his like in between quarter interviews and stuff, and he had such a great appreciation for Craig Sager, who unfortunately passed away from cancer. But like, just Pop was a great coach, and I mean, God, he was probably 25 years, almost 30 years maybe with the Spurs in regards to being the head coach. And I know he just signed a new contract extension after they got Wemby in the draft, so it stinks, but he's still with the team. But that just sucks. And then my other That's a Shame is This is more lighthearted. The St. Louis Blues.
Oh my God, dude! Is it lighthearted? If you're a St. Louis Blues fan, you probably want to fucking die.
They were up 3-1, and then lose in a best-of-7 series, and they were winning with 1.6 seconds left in a hockey game, which is very hard to lose at that point.
Yeah,
and they put that goal in, and I actually wanted to be in Winnipeg when that goal went in because that place looked like it went on fire.
So I didn't see it live, but you were talking about it in the group chat, so I looked it up the next day. The interesting part about it is like maybe 7 or 8 seconds are left on the clock, and the ball kind of skirts out from behind the goal off the wall to like the defenseman on the left hand side, and he totally fans. He totally fanned it. He totally fanned it, but he had enough on it to get it to the next guy who made like another pass, and they scored with like 1.5 seconds left.
I feel like didn't somebody break their stick in this whole thing too?
That's the same guy.
Yeah, the guy fanned it. He broke his stick and then used half the stick to like push it.
Yeah, I was like watching this. I'm like, I know what happens just from reading everything, but I'm like, no way. How is this turned into a goal? Time.
Yeah.
It was something out of Wayne Gretzky hockey 1999. Like it was just absolutely insane. Just Schulte scores. It was just, and then that like shot when they go outside, they like view outside wherever like the viewing party is out in like that like alley, and people are just losing their minds. Like they just graduated college. They turned Petey Pablo swimming their shirts.
Underrated part of that too. So they scored with 1.8 to force overtime in Game 7. The game ended up going to double overtime, and the Jets won. And it's in Winnipeg, and I didn't
even see the winning goal. I don't even know what it.
I haven't seen it since like the day I looked at it, but it was definitely the goal to tie it was more electric. But like, it's like I don't know how many times as an Oriole fan I've watched that Delman Young double from the playoffs. It was like that. The atmosphere was like that. Like they fucking lost their shit in Winnipeg. Like it was.
That reminded me of
awesome.
For whatever reason, that reminded me of. Back in whatever, like probably 2009, 10, whenever the Olympics were, where Oshie beat Russia in a shootout.
Oh
yeah, he shot like 10 times.
Yeah,
that was sick.
And he made like he just couldn't miss.
Yeah,
absolutely couldn't miss. And I remember Drew and I were at No Idea Tavern in Federal Hill.
Yeah.
And it was like 7 o'clock in the morning, and we were just toasted. And like the whole bar was packed in there, and everybody just went nuts, and like beer was flying everywhere. It was nuts. It was so much fun. That's what it reminded me of. Nowhere near like the scale of what that was, but it just for whatever reason that flashed into my head.
Obviously, congratulations to the Winnipeg Jets. I think they were like one of the better teams in the West this year, right?
They were the number 1 seed.
Yeah, so
there's a lot of controversy about like how the West coaches handled like between the Kings challenging that goal and then didn't win the challenge, and then obviously you go on a penalty if you don't win the challenge, and then they scored right away, and now I don't think they've won a game in that series since. There's been a lot of just controversy about a couple teams in the West and how they've been managed. This would be traumatic if you went to
That's a long flight home.
God.
That's a long flight home, Joe.
Like you can't even be mad, but you're because you got to sit there and be like, I'm witnessing one of the greatest playoff hockey games.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
So
without a doubt. And then do we also just have
is it worse losing like that, or is it worse losing like 6-0?
Like that. That on that.
Yeah, you think so, right?
That rips your heart out.
Remember when TCU made the championship game a couple years ago? They had no business being there. They lost like 65-10 or something like that.
Oh yeah, I remember Pat McAfee was on like his D material by like the second quarter.
Yeah. I always thought like, can you imagine being a TCU fan traveling to that game, and then you just have to like, you probably spent like $5,000 to get there and on the ticket and everything, and you just have to put your head between your legs and just go.
I remember McAfee literally saying like, I don't even know what to say. This game sucks. Like literally, this game sucks.
They started like doing like microphone flip tricks and stuff because they had nothing.
Like, there's nothing else to talk about. Like why did we? This is stupid.
Yeah. But on that note, because I saw Joe, Joe's commenting in the chat room. Happy birthday, buddy!
Yeah.
Saturday, right? The Derby day.
Sounds about right. Yeah, I forget which day, but I know it was the last couple days.
Speaking of the Derby, what a
Saturday
freaking
Derby day.
What a freaking mutter. I've never seen a freaking horse track that looked that muddy in my life. I can't believe.
Like
I looked at it. I was like, I can't believe they're going to make these horses run on this fucking shit. They're going to tear the ACLs.
That was some poopy soupy.
Yeah, and let me tell you about the job I don't want. All right, the guys that have to get those horses in the stalls. Not only are you pushing a massive animal, but it's kicking you, and you're in this soupy mud,
and it's kicking mud up on you. Yeah.
I don't envy you at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Joe got a nice little birthday present with the Hogs sweeping Texas this weekend.
Yeah,
that's a big,
huge.
That's a big.
Weren't they like number 2 in the country? I think.
I think so.
Yeah. Big win for that, or a big sweep, really.
Yeah.
And that guy, Big Country, I think is what they call him. He's huge.
Bryant Reeves.
I think so. No, not Brian Reeves. Not the Grizzlies. No.
Vancouver Grizzlies, baby. That's a good old throwback there. Yeah.
Sovereignty getting the upset win. I guess, was that even an upset? He was what, third favorite or something?
I think he's third or fourth.
12-1, right? So I mean, it's not nothing to shake a stick at. I don't think.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything since the race. Is Sovereignty going to run in the Preakness? Have they announced it? Because I know sometimes they don't.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard anything, nor have I really paid attention. The only thing I did see that was really cool, that all the horses were somehow in the bloodline of Secretariat.
That's cool.
All of them.
Every single horse in the race was of the bloodline of Secretariat.
They must have bred the shit out of Secretariat.
I mean, which makes them all the bloodline of Man of War and War Admiral.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they just left that out. Probably because technically Secretariat is a Kentucky horse, I guess, because he was born there. And then Man of War and War Admiral, I think, are Maryland horses.
Mm-hmm. They were trained 10 minutes from where I am. I just got a text that the new Grand Theft Auto trailer came out. It's been like 2 years since we got an update on that. So anyway, that's not important at all, but I'm definitely going to watch that the minute this is over. Man. Anyway, yeah. So you guys want to get into the Baltimore Ravens stuff that happened over the last few days?
I mean, this is all depressing stuff. We're skewing negative this Tuesday.
What did we think about the statement? Did we think the statement was a little much? Did we think that we needed to give all that context? Or you think they could have just said, hey, we've decided to release Justin Tucker, and that's it? Then just signature Eric DaCosta.
People would have been pissed either way.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, like if you don't say enough, then they're like, oh, you're not giving a reason. That's a cop out. And if you do say something like they did, then they're like, oh, it's a cop-out because you didn't say anything about the sexual allegations and stuff like that. So
they're covering their CYA in themselves. Look, they have to make it about football reasons.
Yeah.
And that's what John Harbaugh said in a presser prior to the release of Tucker. And then obviously that statement comes out and talking about football reasons, stuff like that. So they're covering their butts, but really we know what this is about. They wanted to keep Tucker. Now, I don't know the salary cap implications. I know he was due about $7 million. So I don't know what this does for us. This probably keeps Andrews on the squad now that we've freed up some more money.
I think Andrews was going to stay regardless. I think this is his last year with the team, though. I would be surprised if moving forward, unless something happens to Likely. Ravens saved $4.2 million. Is that against the cap and we lose $900K real money? Because I know people kind of lose sight of the fact that sometimes, even though the salary cap works one way, it's not always how the real world dollars work out.
Yeah.
So I'm not 100% sure how that works out. Big Ten, if you could clarify for us, that would be cool.
So what I will say is, like, they basically couldn't come out and say this was about all the stuff that's going on. I mean, legally they can't. And the same thing that British Rageman said, this whole statement was written in such a way to protect them against allegation, and I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
Because they can't say anything at this point without putting themselves in a bind. But I will say that their whole stance has been, we're going to let the league do the investigation and let all this play out. Blah, 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 blah. That changed here in the last week, so that kind of tells me something's brewing. So that we don't know about yet.
I mean, look, so we draft a kicker for the first time in franchise history. I guess
one too,
we
right?
signed. Yeah, John Hoyland is his name. I would imagine Loop is probably going to be the guy that they're hoping wins that battle. Obviously, because they spent a draft kick on him. But bringing another kicker in to compete with him in camp, I don't think is a bad idea at all. It makes a lot of sense.
Where's John Hoyland from? Any idea?
No idea.
He sounds like a kicker.
I don't love Loop taking number 33. That's a weird number for a kicker.
Number 33, huh?
Yeah.
John Hoyland is from the Wyoming Cowboys.
All right.
Would you rather your kicker wear number 33, or would you rather your quarterback be named Pickett?
33.
30. I take 33
all day.
What about a pitcher named Homer?
Yeah. Well, hell, we were clamoring for Blewett to be our setup man a couple days ago. So
yeah, British Raven posted something. He was just doing the whole infinity loop thing, and he turned the threes on themselves. So it's like a infinity loop.
John Hoyland, by the way, at Wyoming last year was 13 out of 20 last year. Don't love that. Also wears number 46. That's Morgan Cox's number, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so as well.
Yeah, we got to hang that one in the rafters.
I don't give a damn what number. He could be Agent Zero for all I care. Just hit the damn ball through the uprights. That's.
I agree. I'm just saying 33 on a kicker because he's already picked his NFL number, or at least they announced it on Twitter, I believe. 33 on a kicker is a little odd. Never seen that before.
Cameron Dicker number 33, or is he just number 3?
I don't know.
Dicker the kicker. Oh, he's number 11. I'm wrong.
Close.
Whatever. 11 times 3. Any other stuff Ravens wise you guys want to talk about? We talked a lot about the post draft stuff with British Raven last week. So
yeah, I was looking at some impending some free agents that are still out there. I saw Matthew Judon still out on the street. Now they're probably going to wait until after June 1 to sign these guys, which understood.
Wow. And
some of these
wait too.
And some of these vets don't want to be part of all these mini camps and all that other stuff. Totally understand. But I mean, bring Judon home, what's it hurt?
It doesn't. And also, honestly, it's kind of the Ravens' MO. Remember, Michael Pierce left for a couple of years. We brought him back towards the end of his career. Zadarius Smith never ended up coming back, but we tried to bring him back with that contract a few years ago. So it is in the Ravens' repertoire of stuff that they do. Would be to bring back Judon, especially just as a rotational pass rusher. With now we got this dude Green, Adam Marshall, who we drafted. We have Away. We still have Ojabo. If he's going to work in at all, we don't really know. And then obviously Kyle Van Noy. And if you sign Judon, they can be rotational pieces as well. We don't have the big one like dominant edge rusher, but it feels like we have a pretty good like piecemeal of it. So, and obviously Away is incredibly athletic and has the potential to get there, but we've seen him in the league a few years and it just doesn't seem like he's going to be that first round talent that we kind of expected coming out of the draft.
Like running backs transition to rookie running backs transition to the NFL pretty quickly. Like that's kind of been like there's no proven fact of that, but you should kind of see it over the course of time. Pass rushers usually take a year to get. Yeah.
Especially if you have a good line, like offensive line, I feel like it's a lot easier for them.
It used to be like this with receivers for a really long time. Receivers would have like kind of a down year in their rookie year and then kind of explode in that second season, that sophomore season. But, obviously with the Jamar Chases and the Justin Jeffersons and the Puka Nakuas of the world, we've seen that kind of transition. And even Brian Thomas Jr. last year and Malik Neighbors last year and Ladd McConkey last year. I mean, there's been a lot more production out of the rookie wide receivers as of late, it feels like.
I'm going to be right back, boys. It started downpouring outside. I have the windows open, so I'm just going to close them.
Perfect.
So one of the other interesting signings that we just made was the what's his first name? Joseph Noteboom.
Oh, he played for the Rams. He was an offensive guard for the Rams.
Who's been good for a while. He's been I don't know.
He's been in the league for a while.
I don't know if he's good. How old he is. Well, yeah. I mean, but he's been on that line for a while, even when they were a good line. So it's interesting.
I didn't even know we signed him.
I think we added him over the weekend. It was pretty recently.
Swing tackle, a tackle that can play guard. Stop me if you've heard that before, i.e.
Like
British Raven.
Raven.
Yeah. He's 29 years old, 6'5", 320. So he probably fits more as a guard, but he could play tackle with that.
Pro Bowl or two, doesn't he? Am I wrong?
Pro Bowls mean nothing. They mean absolutely nothing. Yeah.
I agree, but I mean, as an offensive lineman, it might mean a little bit more.
No Pro Bowls, 0 Pro Bowls. He's played in 71 games, started 35. He has a Super Bowl, obviously, with the Rams. He's played there for 7 years. I
feel like Witt. Why am I blanking on his full name? Witt, the offensive lineman that used to be there as well, and with
Andrew Whitworth.
Andrew Whitworth.
I feel like he talks very highly of him as well.
The king of wearing a suit coat with a hoodie underneath of it.
It's a pretty weird look, but honestly, it works for him. Yeah. He's also like 6'7", 350 or something like that.
I'm not going to tell him it looks bad. He's going to punch me through a fucking wall.
Yeah. So
I like that.
I thought that was interesting. I mean, it can't hurt. I don't know what the actual contract is. I just saw that they announced it, so it could be something where they're bringing him in to compete.
At the very least, it's depth, right? It's depth on the O-line, and it's a veteran, a guy who's started in a lot of games.
And you know what? If he sucks, we have depth there already. Yeah. I mean, so what, right? I don't think he will, but they also have signed 17 undrafted rookies so far, which is a ton. I mean, obviously most of these guys aren't going to make the team, but bunch of wide receivers and some D tackles and stuff like that. So, worth noting.
So on that note, and this isn't Ravens oriented, but we talked about the biggest draft falls, and I don't want to bring up the Sanders name anymore. Let's move past that. But we brought up Quinn Ewers, and I was doing a little bit more reading on this. Obviously, they were in the national championship game, and because the stupid NCAA has this transfer portal window, he had 4 days to make up his mind whether to go to the NFL or to either go to Miami or I forget what school. And apparently he was getting offered $4 million. And now he's going to make like 1.2 over the course of 4 years.
Well, he wouldn't go to Miami because Georgia's quarterback went there for $6 million or something like that. Right?
Yeah, or he could have went to Notre Dame was looking into him too.
Okay.
That's the other one. But Miami was rumored to be associated with him, but maybe Beck signed, during the college playoff. But basically, that's bullshit because he had 4 days to make up his damn mind, and he's probably. Thank you, Joe. And you know what? And screw your birthday, then, dude. I hope you had a terrible time. All right. I hope you had the worst Chuck E. Cheese pizza known to man.
Is there a bad
Charles E. Cheese?
Charles Entertainment Cheese.
Charles Entertainment Cheese.
Yeah. That's his name.
But it sucks for him. He had 4 days to make up his mind. I'm sure he's got an agent or somebody that's doing some books or cooking books, or at least his family. They can give him some guidance, but he's got to be focusing on the national championship game and he's got his head in the playbook or going over reading defenses and stuff like that in the film room. It's not fair to him. They got to fix this because he should be making money playing at Notre Dame.
And I think they will. I was with my neighbor like last week, and he's one of the lawyers for the NCAA, and apparently everything is approved for the $20 or $25 million basically rev share. That's all done. It's just the actual whatever. I think it was like $3.2 billion of all that didn't get approved. And there's some stuff with like some women's sports with that. So they're still working through that. He said we literally got the main parts of it done. But he was like, I literally. We were over there and he was on the phone for like 30 minutes and he was like, just found out they shot that down with whatever the 3 point, whatever the $1 billion buy or back pay or whatever it is. I forget what they called it. And I was like, damn, dude, I'm sure you're going to be glad once this is all over. He was like, yeah, it's been nuts. So, but yeah, and I also saw back to Quentin Ewers, I saw that a lot of teams were passing on him, and I don't know if this is true or not, or if his agent's just coming out and is pissed off. But his agent said that a lot of people didn't want to take him because they didn't want somebody with that caliber of a name holding a clipboard on the sideline. They just think it'd be a media distraction. That's bullshit.
That's bullshit. The only person I can really think of that actually had that happen to him was Tim Tebow. You don't want your backup quarterback being the most,
or Johnny Manziel.
Well, Johnny Manziel couldn't find the team facility because he was too.
True.
Yeah. Tim Tebow was, making crucifixes in his house.
Yeah.
But
Charles did. He did have some good.
Yeah. What was that all you can eat? Remember CC's? You go in there, it was like $5 all you can eat pizza.
Mm-hmm. I remember the Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut used to have a buffet. That was awesome.
Dude, Pizza Hut was awesome, dude. Pizza Hut used to have a salad bar in Pasadena, I think.
Yeah. Well, RIP, we found out last show or 2 shows ago that closed down recently.
Yeah.
What's your go-to trash pizza?
Papa John's.
I'm going Papa John's.
Domino's or Papa John's are tied for me. I like them both.
Mm.
I know a lot of people hate on Domino's. Back in the day, Domino's sucked, but I like the crust, man. I'm a big fan of it. But Papa John's, that garlic sauce.
You love garlic powder on your crust.
I just love garlic. I love it. Big garlic guy.
Not your first day pizza. You just got garlic over your mouth. You ain't kissing anybody.
Not a vampire.
Not a vampire. Noted.
Not a vampire. Yeah, pizza. Well, Pizza Hut. If Pizza Hut was still around, I would say Pizza Hut would probably be my favorite trash pizza. But I don't.
It's
there's
still around.
probably. I don't think there's a Pizza Hut within an hour and a half of me.
I haven't seen one in a while.
They sponsor the Pat McAfee show.
Do they?
That's right. Yeah.
No one out pizzas the Hut.
Nobody. Not a single one.
The one I don't like Little Caesars. I've just never had an acquired taste. I never acquired the taste for it.
I'll tell you what, the crazy bread is good though.
Is it?
Oh yeah, it's good.
So
I
just to bring this up,
time.
Domino's can suck my fucking butt. we are in the process of potentially making a shirt.
A shirt of that.
With that.
Suck my fucking balls. All right. Do you guys want to talk caps or O's next? You want to get into the O's?
Let's get this out of the way. Just get it. Just rip the Band-Aid off.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Not great.
Not good. Not good.
Not having a great time. Our offense is bottom 5 in the league. Our pitching staff is in shambles. Charlie Morton's our 8th inning guy when we're down 2. Apparently, I don't really know what's going on. Coby Mayo came back up to replace Ramon Urias while Westberg's already on the IL. Seems like everyone's getting hurt. We do have a couple of guys maybe coming back. We really need to just get this thing rolling, and it seems like we need to do it now because it feels like it's starting to slip a little bit. You guys take it over, talk about whatever you want, any specific game or any specific moment. I will highlight something positive just as we start. Jackson Holliday, first multi-homer game the other night. That was cool. See the kid hit a couple dingers.
Yeah, I mean, not only
we didn't win the game, but
Dean Kramer was a dog. Dean Kramer was straight up dealing. They were pitching a shutout. Other than that, yeah, I mean, bullpen struggled a little bit, obviously. What more can you say, guys? The hitting's still inconsistent. It's same old shit. But I will say, I want one more positive. The defense and some little things in the field are looking much better, I will say. For the most part, overall.
Where do we think the leash is on Hyde? Where do we think the leash is on Charlie Morton? Do we think that has moved at all? And do you guys think that that's a real thing we should be concerned about? Or do you think this is just kind of a shit start to the season and we'll turn it around? Brian, let's go to you.
Concerned, I'm code red. I am in a wave pool over my head, and I don't have a life raft.
I'm just trying to extend an olive branch here.
Look,
come on.
I want to skew positive. I want to skew positive here, okay? Look, Katie and I went to the game the other day. The hot dogs outside of Pickles, are phenomenal. The jumbo dog, so good. Stone ground mustard, bring it to me, baby. And then, the beers at 771, the old sliders, ice cold. They were good. Those are the 2 positives I brought out of the game that I went to the other day. It was great.
So neither of them in the ballpark.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. In the ballpark is a funeral home. It is.
It's not that bad, dude. We're 5.5 games out, right?
I love how you keep bringing up this thing, and stop.
Look, we're 5 games out of first place. Look,
and I go in the ballpark. I go to club levels. A Squire's cheese pizza is $11.50. Get the fist out of here with $11.50 cheese slice. Come on, guy.
Yeah,
we're better than
crazy.
We're better.
Crazy.
It's cheese. It's dough. It's sauce. That's it. All right. It's $11.50. Come
on. Yeah. I mean, let's skew positive here a little bit. Tomo wasn't terrible. I mean, he just keeps up, just throwing up innings and staying solid.
Well,
Dean was May Dean again. It looks like every time we get out of April, Dean just turns into a completely different pitcher every year. And he looked like that last outing. His splitter looked way better. And not leaving as many cutters over the middle of the plate like he was loving to do last month. And obviously, I mean, Kyle Gibson didn't look terrible either. Was it the best start in the world? No. But I don't think it was the worst thing I ever saw.
You were watching the same game I was, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
What was his final stat line?
It was like 3 2/3, 3 earned, something like that.
Our starting rotation is basically an assisted living center right now.
I mean, look, he wasn't as bad. He rushed to get back, and they said it on the broadcast too. Like he definitely wasn't as bad as he was in the first start. I mean,
I'll give you that.
He gave up home runs to 4 of the first 5 guys in the lineup in that first start, I think. So,
okay.
Yeah,
that's
so
rough making your first start against the Yankees.
Yeah, it could have gotten. Yeah.
Let me look.
I mean,
by the way,
Aaron Judge eating base.
Aaron Judge's April is stupid. That's historic.
It's fucking crazy, dude. He's hitting 430.
What the fuck?
By the way, Shohei Ohtani returned to Miami Marlins Park last night. And if you don't remember last year when he was trying to get to 50-50, he had a 6-for-6 game where he hit 3 homers and stole a couple bases, and that's how he got to 50-50 last year in Marlins Stadium. He returned there and faced their ace, Sandy Alcantara, and hit the hardest ball of the MLB season so far, 119 miles per hour.
They still have that stupid fish out in left field?
I don't really know.
That place looks like a fucking like a Barnum and Bailey tent.
It's such a weird baseball stadium. It's so weird. And I just don't really get it. Did you like the old Florida Marlins stadium? It basically had covers over like half the seats in the stadium because they couldn't get anybody in there.
There's no way to go. It's like going to a Jacksonville Jaguars game.
Yeah.
So Gibby was 4 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, 3 Ks, 1 home run. So not the worst thing in the world, and I don't think they may not even have pulled him, but he's still on a pitch count. I still think he's only at about 80 pitches or so, maybe 85.
We're gonna blow through our bullpen before the All-Star break.
I hope not, but it seems like the bullpen, the production obviously has started to slip. And Brooks, you said this multiple times in the podcast, like this we can't keep this up. The starting pitching is going to have to start improving and picking up the bullpen because the bullpen's been picking them up all year, and we can't expect this to happen for 4 or 5 months of baseball every day. And you're right. I mean, it already feels like it's starting to slip a little bit.
Not only does the team play miserable, they look miserable. And I'm a big body language guy. They look like they're not enjoying coming to the ballpark. That is a problem. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They look miserable in the dugout. I mean, they're just sitting out there staring like they just lost Game 7 of the World Series, and it's like the 32nd game of the season. It's not the best look. And Hyde looks like he wants to fucking stab somebody. Rightfully so, but
yeah, I was gonna say, you blame him? I think the vibes have been a little bit better just from watching on TV. Just with after the players meeting stuff, and they came out with the article that said that they still have the managers back, which they should be coming out saying, and there hasn't been a bunch of leaks of them.
What else are they going to say, Brooks? Are they going to come out and say they don't?
They would have just not did the article.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, but I'm not trying to be funny when I say that or like talk shit to you. I'm just saying that you got to say that if you're going to put an article out there.
I agree, but I mean, if nobody's saying anything about it, then there's no article to be written.
You're right.
So I think it's a big deal. But yeah, I don't know what the leash is. I really don't know. I don't know what the leash is because just right when we thought we were seeing a little bit. It seems broken. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Nick.
It's hard to say. I mean,
yeah,
it's really hard to say, or they're just down on themselves. But I mean, it did seem like vibes got a little bit better when Gibby got back. Kittredge is making his rehab starts. Eflin just had his rehab start. I shouldn't say Kittredge starts, but he's starting his rehab down in Aberdeen with Eflin. So they'll be back here soon. So just some more innings that can be eaten at some point.
yeah.
But I mean, nothing's going to change unless this offense changes either.
But yeah, bottom line is right now we're 26th in the league in batting average and 29th in the league in team ERA. We have a 5.52 team ERA.
We're the Cleveland Browns. We're the Cleveland Browns with baseball bats. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. And I know Pigtown's probably got a bunch of stats that will say, but we're grasping at straws here. I mean, hell, we're talking about trying to pluck people from the KBL. Like, what the hell's wrong with us? This is not the Orioles season we anticipated.
It's been brutal. Honestly, it's super depressing to talk about. It's even more depressing to watch right now. And once again, I'll keep saying it. The American League was wide open to start this season, and it still is. But we had such an opportunity here to get out to a scorching hot start and get a lead, and we just haven't. And now I guess we're fortunate that the American League has been so slow because, like I said, we're still only 5.5 games back of the first place in our division, but our division is incredibly competitive, and the Yankees are good. I know they're missing a lot of their starting pitching staff, but it doesn't seem to matter when Aaron Judge just eats baseballs. So I mean, it's going to be tough, man. I really think that we're just going to need Gibby or Morton is going to have to step up and become, a solid starting pitcher. Dean Kramer is going to have to be a little bit more consistent. Sugano is going to have to keep throwing up innings for us. And then we're going to have to really bank on getting Eflin back healthy, getting Bradish back healthy at the end of the year, or making a big splash trade. I don't really know what the other moves are other than, making a decision in the front office or making a decision at head coach.
A couple of Pigtown stats I want to throw out there since April 22nd. Jackson Holliday's 11 for 29, 379 average, 2 home runs. And that came after his dad called him up, tell him about his swing flattening out. So I mean, he's hot at the moment. Keep his ass in the lineup. I know we keep saying it. You see it all over Twitter. Keep his ass in the lineup. No matter.
Well, thank God his dad called. What happens if his mom calls?
Well,
wait, do we have a hitting coach?
And to be honest, and this was something I was going to bring up too. This hitting coach fucking sucks.
Yeah, they're terrible, and they just got new guys.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Like, look at his career. Like in Pigtown, somebody pulled this up. Like over his career, like all the teams that he's coached with, all their batting averages and their rankings are fucking shit.
That's a good hire. Does he play frisbee golf too? Like,
so that's super frustrating. Also, one of our best hitters in Urias going down is not fun either. I mean, we sit here and say like, yeah, that sucks. And I feel like that gets swept under the rug a little bit because Urias technically, well, he is playing every day now with Westberg being on the IL, but now that he's on the IL, that's a huge hit.
Yeah.
It could be good because Coby Mayo could come up and give us a spark that we're hoping for. It's only been 2 games he's been up, but it still feels like the same old Coby Mayo at this point.
It does.
So yeah. And on another note, I think Adley's going to be fine. Adley looks good at the plate. I'm gonna say it.
That's fine. But can you say with an honest face to me that when Bobby Witt Jr. comes into Camden Yards and Adley is catching, do you wish we drafted Bobby Witt? Because I do now. I did. I wasn't sure last year. Now I 100% am. I wish we drafted.
Look, it's retro. In hindsight's 2020, but any team in the league had the first pick in that draft, they would all have taken Adley Rutschman.
You're right.
The positional value.
Revisionist history is shitty. I understand that, but it pisses me off every time.
Well, yeah, it's frustrating, but obviously,
would you say that this time last year?
No, I didn't. The jury was still out. I remember having this conversation with the 3 of us
because Adley was excellent when he came up his first year, and then he struggled, and then he was excellent, and then he was excellent in the first half of last year, and then he struggled at the end of the year, and now he seems to continue the struggles into this year. But we know what kind of player he can be, right?
Yeah, and he's a leader, which is very nice, and he's doing a good job behind the plate. Obviously, Pigtown's going to have more information on that than I would, because he's being a former catcher. But I mean, I still love that we have Adley. It's frustrating when I see how well Bobby Witt's playing, and also has a new contract already, so we don't. The Royals don't have to worry about that moving forward.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't sit here and say that yet. I just can't. I mean, Adley can turn this around.
Sure.
I mean, he's hitting the ball fucking like he's got like a 99% hard hit rate. It's ridiculous. I understand like you got to find holes and shit like that.
Yeah.
But and I mean he's still getting big hits here, and like you saw the big hit with Gunnar running the other night. He's one of the only guys that get RB. Like he's usually one of the only guys. Like if we score 2 runs, he's usually one of the RBIs. So I don't know. It's one of those. I mean, and Bobby Witt started the year like total crap too this year. So I mean, he's only turned it around over the past 2 weeks.
Well, I mean, he's been like 305.
Yeah, he's still whooping ass.
But that was 2 weeks ago. He was batting like 220.
Yeah, and then they played the Orioles twice, and something different happened.
Well, I mean, he was only 1 for 11 against us. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Well, I'm not trying to shit on Adley. I'm really not. I'm just saying it's frustrating seeing how well Bobby Witt has played over the course of, let's just call it the last 100 games between last season and this season. And seeing where we are with Adley, and also just the frustration of the Orioles this year, it kind of puts me in a negative. It puts us all in a negative mood. So,
sure. I mean, I'm just trying to bring like a little bit of like, let's think this through a little bit, because I'm frustrated too. Everybody is.
Yeah.
Like it's more frustrating, like you said, knowing the talent of the team and how wide open this league is still. I mean, we should be ahead by fucking 15 games by now if we were playing the way we're supposed to. But yeah, like just to bring some perspective, like Bobby Witt was like 1 for 11 or 1 for 12 against us in the last series. So, I mean, obviously his home run was big and was clutch, but I don't know. I'm still, jury's still out with that one for me personally. I do want to bring up a funny stat that Pigtown had, because everybody's still bitching and moaning about the Santander letting him go over Tyler O'Neill. Anthony Santander's batting 178 right now.
Jesus.
Yeah, he's not having a good year. By the way, also Corbin Burns scratched from his last start, and also not having a very good start to his season in Arizona. I mean, he's got a 3.5 ERA, so it's not like terrible.
Well,
but it looks
bad
like
before
he's got
his last start. He had a good last start.
And then now he's got some shoulder inflammation. He's gonna get pushed, scratched from that start, and see if he's gonna have a little stint on the IL as well. So a lot of people were really frustrated we didn't bring Corbin Burns back, but it doesn't seem like it was ever really a possibility for the team based on what Corbin wanted. And I'll keep saying that all season, because people are going to keep going online and saying we didn't spend money on purpose.
And on the flip side, you're sitting here watching Sagano put up the same or better stats.
Yeah.
Yeah,
not that I think this is going to continue.
No.
But I'm just saying, for perspective at this point in time, and if we're going to still bitch about that's where it's at.
This is a multiple-time Cy Young winner in Japan, like the Japan equivalent to the Cy Young Award. This is a guy that could definitely, I think, could keep it going through the end of the year. I don't know if.
Let's also not play fools here. I mean, you understand how this game works. I mean,
100%.
they're going to get film on them. They're going to begin to read, and then that second time through, the team.
That's when you find out who you are, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Can you readjust after
the league will make an adjustment? Then you have to readjust to the league. So we'll see how this goes, because we cannot bank on Steve Sagano being our ace. I hate to say it, because
I agree, 100% agree, but I do have a little bit of faith that he's 35 years old, that he'll figure it out pretty quickly once the league readjusts. I think he's already done that once between spring training till now. And I think we've already seen it a little bit, just getting used to the ball, because his splitter looks way better in that last 2 outings than it did at the beginning of the year. And he's got so many freaking pitches that he pitches people differently all the time too, which I really like. So I think I don't really have a worry about that. I do think there's going to be for everybody, there's going to be a little stumble here for a couple starts probably. Whenever that's going to be, like what Brian said, there's going to be a scouting report that comes out soon, and he's going to have to change it up. But I got full confidence that he'll figure it out pretty quickly afterwards.
Anything else on the Orioles? We're starting a road trip in Minnesota tonight, I believe. So yeah, anything else you guys want to hit on before we move on from the O's?
Brian Baker.
I want to just. I'm not talking about the team. I'm talking about the vibe around the stadium. The vibe around the stadium was just negative, and it's kind of all encompassing. I mean, I'm a big Ghostbusters fan, so like Ghostbusters 2, when they have to do that like pink sludge stuff to get rid of the negativity and everything. It's just the whole vibe when we were there, at Pickles and 771 and just in the ballpark is just negative. People bitching about, and but we've all talked about, we try to sign guys. And then we get 42-year-old Charlie Morton, which I enjoyed. I actually liked the signing. But people, the novice baseball fan bitches and moans. And we just need to turn this shit around. I really think – can we set an over-under on how long Hyde's here? How many games? Or maybe a date?
If it's still like this by, like, the 15th of May, I think you got to start really thinking about it. Like halfway through May, I think, like, if we keep – if we go 2-8 in our next 10 games over the course of the next 10 days, I think you really got to start thinking about it.
I think Elias had to make a move, or Elias is on the block too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Elias did such a good job bringing in the young talent and creating I don't know if it was all him, but him and Sig and whoever, just creating like a good farm system for so long, and we put out just a ton of talent. It's just right now it's just not producing this year.
It's not producing at all.
And it sucks. And the guys who do produce can't stay on the field. No. Grayson and freaking Kyle Bradish are two of the best pitchers in the American League for my money, and they can't freaking stay on the field. It's a problem, and it's frustrating. But
it is. I don't even know what else to say about it, but I mean, again, hopefully,
I'm wearing my Birdland shirt today.
hopefully it gets turned around and we don't have to worry about.
Let me tell you something. Something positive about the Orioles. The Oriole advocates. They're the volunteers that hand out all the stuff, all the giveaways and stuff. Those are great people. They're absolutely awesome. And the Orioles actually do a great. Rubenstein's done a great job of taking care of them. So I have a couple buddies who work, with them, volunteer for them. They hand out those giveaways, and then the Orioles set them up inside what I still call the old Camden Club, where they have the 2131 sign hanging in the warehouse. They take care of them. They give them food, give them some drinks, and if they want to go get a seat, they have a little section for them. Oriole advocates do a great job, and the Orioles do a great job of taking care of the Oriole advocates. So that's a positive.
Speaking of the Oriole advocates, probably a good time to give a shout out to the fundraiser for the Guild and everything like that.
Absolutely, the Guild Foundation, May 17th and 18th. It supports the Mo Gaba Foundation, Special Olympics. I'm missing two of them off the top of my head right now. Be down in Little Italy. It's going to be called the Light Up Little Italy Fest. It supports the Guild Foundation, which is 4 foundations encapsulated into one. There will be drinks, games, all kinds of fun stuff. Obviously, food, silent raffles. There will be I think like Mike Bordick's coming, Jim Palmer, a couple other former Orioles. Just get your butt down there to Little Italy on May 17th is the VIP thing. May 18th is open to the general population.
Yeah, get your asses down to Little Italy and support.
I'll be slinging drinks, and every single dollar you tip me goes right back into the foundation.
We love to hear that. That's a generous dude over there on my left hand, right hand side. All right. So we can talk a little bit Maryland stuff, but did you guys want to do the draft first? Because I have to dip out at 12:30, and I want to be a part of this draft.
Yeah. Let's.
If you guys want to continue to talk after the draft, obviously you're more than welcome to do that. But I will have to.
Why don't we do caps real quick in about 5 minutes, and then do the draft? Because I know you want to talk about caps. Because I know you're a big hockey guy.
Yeah, that's guy. Yeah, let's do it. So the Caps are game 1 tonight against Carolina. Do you have any thoughts on just the matchup against Carolina? Have you watched any of Carolina this year? Do you know much about them? What do you think about the series, and do you think the Caps can keep it going momentum-wise? We'll go to you first, Bri.
Yeah, I definitely think they're going to be able to keep the momentum going. This team just has some sort of weird feel. It's like one of those years, kind of like when the Ravens caught fire in 2012, and Joe Flacco specifically caught fire. It just seems like the Caps have that, and I don't know what that is, but they have the it factor right now. I don't know much about Carolina. I just know we were 12 points better than them during the regular season. I just like the way the Caps are playing, and we're healthy, which is extremely important. I don't know what the health is of Carolina. I didn't watch Carolina games. I don't live in North Carolina, but I just like the Caps over anybody right now. I would take them against anyone in the NHL.
It is nice to have this little break, too, in the middle of the playoffs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Finishing off a series a little early and then getting to kind of sit back and wait. I know that
Get
kind of
your legs back under you.
Yeah, I think that kind of
groom the beard, groom the beards up.
That can kind of be a kiss of death thing for some teams. I know the Orioles. A lot of people said we struggled because we won the division a few years ago and we had those days off. I think in hockey it's different, and also when your best player is 40 years old, I think it's always probably good for a couple of rest days, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Broken leg this year.
Yeah.
This goalie is great. I don't know anything about him, but I know he worked when I was watching the last game that they played, the clinching game, how they talked about how he worked his way up. Like he had to they all earn their way into the NHL, but he really had to grind from wherever he came from. There's all these minor leagues that I can't even pronounce the acronyms. Mm-hmm. So it's nice to see him grind. And then I really think the best player on the team is Tom Wilson. I thought he was just going to be an enforcer. He's got 32 goals and a bunch of assists and
handsome
and a good-looking man. He needed to go.
Good-looking fella. He didn't go in the Hawkeye draft, and him and Jesse Palmer were the first two guys. I was like, damn, we really should have taken them.
I saw Jesse Palmer's on some cooking show. He's like some baking show on the Food Network.
Jesse Palmer wears a lot of hats now, dude.
He's handsome. He's charming.
Damn it.
It's a supple
drum set.
But yeah, anyway, Caps game tonight at 7:00. I'll be at work at the Green Turtle watching that. We'll probably put it on the sound. So if please don't drive your car into the dining room. There's
unless you have another garage door in the Green Turtle.
There's ample parking outdoors in the parking lot. But yeah, if you're in Ocean City, come in and watch the game with me. I'll be slinging drinks.
If you're running
tonight.
late, you can come in. You can drive right in.
Well, Brooks, have you been watching any of the Cap stuff? I know we got to wrap this up here pretty soon with the Cap stuff until we can get to draft, but you've been watching any?
Yeah, I mean, I've watched all of it. I just I don't know a ton about Carolina. The only thing, I didn't watch a ton of Carolina this year. I don't know much about them. I just remember the last thing I remember about Carolina is they've always been such a thorn in our side in the playoffs, but that was kind of like the last regime here before this little mini rebuild. So I don't even know if a lot of those guys are still there that were so annoying to deal with. So I don't know a ton about them, but I'm with Brian here. I like the way the team is playing. Like they're just it just looks like they're gelling. They're big. Yeah. They look faster than you think they should be. I mean the passing has been way better than what I remember, even when we were like the best in the league every year in like the mid 2010s. Like even those teams, I feel like this team's passing the puck way better. But
yeah.
We'll see.
I saw something funny about just the old. You brought up the old Carolina Hurricanes. I remember their goalie forever was Cam Ward. And he posted a video on the NFL draft night, thinking like a joke because the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft also was named Cam Ward, and he was just like, "Wait, me?" Which I was like, that's hilarious, but it's a pretty obvious joke to make, but I thought it was hilarious. And
on that note, something that just kind of like came across the wire that was funny, I saw on the Twitter or whatever the hell it was when the NFL draft was going on, it said the Cardinals pick is in, and then they said a new pope has been elected.
I love that. That's great.
It's awesome.
That's some archdiocese comedy there. I like that. Yeah.
All right, you want to rock and roll with this draft, baby?
Yeah, let's get the best transition in the game going. The jingle is so good. It's just so good.
It makes my week. It just makes my week.
All right, snake draft results. Let's get these going here. Brooks, do you have results from last week?
I do. Brian Dusty Brooks. Brian, where do you want to pick in?
Whoa! Hold the phone.
I am
Hold
on
your phone. She's got a cannon.
Him on. one of the most unprecedented cold streaks over the past 2 months.
I would like to go third on this draft.
Okay.
You'd like to go third? You are placed in third, Brooks. Or wait, is it me next?
Dusty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll go first.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you want to give the topic?
So Brooks is going to go second. Yeah, the topic today for our snake draft is rom-coms, best romantic comedies, and I think hopefully people are going to be taking these. There's
going to be some in here that I'm going to say that are going to be up for debate. So
okay.
we're gonna
get eviscerated. We're going to get
my number one. I would consider my number one more of a comedy than a romantic comedy, but there's a lot of romance in it, so I'm definitely going to use it. Yeah. And it's probably one of my in my 3 favorite movies I've ever seen.
Is it Die Hard? Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
It's actually Jason Segel, Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
There you go.
I think it's honestly it still holds up to this day. I think it's one of the funniest movies ever made, and I every single time I watch it, I still laugh at it. So I'm absolutely going to be taking that. I know more of a comedy than romantic, but it's a romantic comedy.
I mean, that's kind of how I'm gonna skew more comedy than romantic comedy. Obviously,
fair enough.
As well.
There's going to be some Matt McConaughey bombs in here, though.
Oh, without a doubt.
McConaughey.
Some pre-True Detective McConaughey before he got all serious and became a really good actor.
Sticking with that same vein here for my pick, I'm gonna go with There's Something About Mary.
Wow, that's a great one.
So many good one-liners in there.
What the fuck is Brett Favre doing here? Probably the best thing Brett Favre has ever done off of a football field.
Whoa. It ain't sending pictures, and it isn't using welfare funds. God.
Too much Wrangler money.
Yeah.
All right.
Allegedly, let's say we don't need to be a part of a
allegedly.
We're not trying to slander. Don't sue us.
We're not getting sued.
No defamation suits here.
All right, so I get 2 here. I'm gonna go with one that's sports oriented. I'm gonna go Jerry Maguire.
Wow. Yeah, that's a really good one.
Mm-hmm. And then only because Mila Kunis is my hall pass, I'm going Friends with Benefits, man.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I actually really like that movie. I think it's good. There was a movie that came out around the same time with Ashton Kutcher and Natalie Portman called No Strings Attached.
That's No Strings Attached.
Almost exactly the same movie.
I always get them confused.
They're both good.
Yeah. Both good.
Yeah. All right, Brooks, what's your number 2 pick? I have one I really want, and I really hope you don't take it.
I'm gonna go with, I don't know if this is, I mean, it might be. You brought this up in the group chat, and I forgot about it. So, give me Wedding Crashers. Yeah. That's always gonna be. Gonna be one of my favorite movies of all time. Anyway.
Yeah, that was gonna be in my in my little repertoire. I mean, it's a romantic comedy. It is.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of romance. Yeah.
Hot route. I can make it rain out here.
I was all state. I put it wherever I want.
I'm going to go with one of my favorites from when I was a kid, 10 Things I Hate About You, starring Heath Ledger, Julia Stiles, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I fucking love that movie. That's based on Taming of the Shrew. It's a modern day Shakespeare kind of movie, but it's really good in the scene where he sings is it Frankie Valli? Whatever. He's running across the rafters and singing.
He's like
yeah. I love that. I think about it a lot. So
my college teammate Devin went to that high school, which is bizarre. I mean, that high school looks like a college campus.
Yeah. All right. So 10 Things I Hate About You. I'm gonna throw it back again to an older movie here. Give me The Wedding Singer with Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler.
I mean, you're hitting home runs here, man.
It's endlessly quotable. It's one of my favorites. Yeah, just love that movie. Nobody talks to Billy Idol that way.
I've been listening to The Cure a lot.
He's the mind, and I'm reaping all the benefits.
I can't.
Oh, man. There's so many good ones. I want to make. This is one of those ones I want to make want to make this draft till 10, but yeah. Anyway, all right, Brooks, you get one here. You've got There's Something About Mary and Wedding Crashers. What is your next one here?
Yeah, my next one's got to be. This one's might be controversial. I can always change this one as well, but Super Bad.
Huh. I don't feel romantic.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
I'm out on Super Bad being romantic. There's romance in it, but it's not romantic.
He's trying to get the girl, man.
He's the fastest kid alive.
Yeah, let's
I had to throw it out there and try.
Yeah, you had to try. I don't blame you.
If you guys aren't going to give me that one, then I got to go with an older classic. It's not even that old. But the 40-Year-Old Virgin with Steve Carell.
Yeah, fair enough. That's a really good one. And that's definitely romantic.
Yeah.
The whole movie's about. Yeah, that's a classic. It's just it's probably the oldest one of like that phase of movies that all those dudes were in. I think Knocked Up was after that. Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Super Bad. That was just the glory era of those kind of movies. It was awesome. Anyway,
I got
Ryan,
two.
Super Bad was right in that time.
That was a super good try.
Super, yeah. I'm going to go with my two here. I'm going to go with Hitch. That's for Miss Katie Bauer.
Yeah, I was going to take it if you didn't.
Yeah. Hitch. And then I'm also going to go, this is one of my favorites just because I like country music. I like the South. Sweet Home Alabama.
Fuck!
I
can't believe I let it slip. I should have taken it up to The Wedding Singer. God, I've seen it so many times. It's the best. I love that movie. It's not good. But the main guy looks like Jared Goff, and it's the only thing I can think about the whole movie.
So I can kiss you anytime I want.
Oh my god, dude! The amount of times I've seen that movie, the amount of times I've said that quote. That's a great answer, dude. Sweet Home Alabama is a fucking awesome movie. Oh man. All right, Brooks, you get one back here. Damn, dude, I really thought I had that one. Shit.
This one might be controversial as well, but it would go really high on a lot of women's draft boards. Bridesmaids.
Yeah, there you go. That's good.
Yeah, I think that you could probably
I'm in on
there.
That.
Yeah.
I'm in. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a fucking hilarious movie. Yeah. Man, I can't believe
you're flustered. You're flustered, man.
I'm flusty, dude. You fucked me up. I was 100% taking Sweet Home Alabama.
Oh man. And Katie just joined. Katie just started watching. I took Hitch and Sweet Home Alabama, and Dusty is flustered. He doesn't know what to do with himself.
I'm fucking pissed, man. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Excited. I'm fucking pissed. I mean,
got him.
All right, I get two here, so I'll take one. I'm definitely going to take Crazy Stupid Love. If you haven't seen that movie with Steve Carell, it's worth watching. Literally just for the one scene where everything. All hell breaks loose. It's like one of the greatest.
It's a great scene.
Movie. It's so funny, and Kevin Bacon just shows up in the middle of it, gets punched in the face. It's great. I'm gonna go. I get the last one here, and I told you guys I was gonna have to take some McConaughey here, right?
Oh, I know where you're going. I got
to take How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days here.
That is. I mean, that's pretty funny.
It's a great movie. It's a great movie. All these movies, some of them are not, great movies. There's a couple of them.
Do you find her attractive?
Who?
Who's why am I blanking on her name? The blonde.
Is it Reese Witherspoon?
No. Kate
Hudson.
Kate Hudson. I don't find her attractive.
Yeah, I find her attractive for sure. Well, look, that's your preference. Anyway. All right. We'll go.
If you ever asked me what draft would get you thrown off kilter and on tilt, I never thought it'd be a rom-com draft.
Dude, I'm a rom-com guy. I really am. There's a couple other Adam Sandlers on here that I thought about too. But anyway, Brooks, you got number 5 here. I think.
We got one left.
Yeah, you got one left, and Brian's got one to finish.
Yeah.
I think there's a couple. There's one for you specifically that I think you would have on here, but I'm not going to tell you because I think you're going to miss it and be upset. But I mean, there's still a lot of great ones.
I mean, I do. You already took that. Yeah. I think. I don't even know if this is a rom-com or not. I mean, it's funny. There are funny parts.
Striptease?
Just saying.
What about Tin Cup?
Yeah. I mean, it's yeah. I think that's yeah. I mean, it's mostly a golf movie, but it's definitely. I mean, you could have picked For Love of the Game. That's more of a rom-com.
I know, but it's not funny. It's not that funny.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you could have taken Major League.
I mean, I was thinking about taking Bull Durham.
Take the bullpen car.
I'll accept Tin Cup because I mean, a good portion of that movie is about him and Rene Russo trying to get together. So
yeah. Why do they call him Tin Cup? Well, because it was better than Clank.
I love that.
All right.
You ever been with an Hispanic?
I get to finish off the draft here just because I love these two together. And they have two great movies together. But I'm going to go with the one that's a little bit funnier, and I'm going to go with Runaway Bride.
Wow. Okay. So you're going to take, instead of Pretty Woman, you're going to take Runaway Bride. Yeah,
that one's got a little more humor. That
movie was filmed 10 minutes away from where I am right now in Berlin, Maryland. Yep. Yeah. But yeah, that is our snake draft. And once again, this is one of those ones we could have done 10 of them if I'm being honest here. I can't believe nobody took 50 First Dates. I really can't.
I know.
I thought about it, but I already had The Wedding Singer, and I have The Wedding Singer just slightly above that movie. I think you could take Mr. Deeds. I think that's kind of a rom-com, right?
Nobody took Love Actually, or
that's my second favorite movie of all time.
It's such a good movie.
I can quote all of Love Actually, which is disturbing. But
there's a movie. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, you're fine.
There's a movie called The Breakup with Vince Vaughn and Jennifer Aniston that has the funniest one line in any movie probably ever.
I don't believe that.
And Jennifer Aniston's talking about her sister. They're in a fight. And she's like, don't make fun of my sister. She's been through a lot. And then Vince Vaughn just immediately says, of dick.
Jesus.
It is so fucking funny. It makes me laugh every time.
Jeez. What are we doing?
I don't know, dude. It's a kid show. I'm sorry, but I thought it's just the funniest fucking thing. It makes me laugh so hard. I'm looking at a list here, Knocked Up. A lot of people have What Women Want, When Harry Met Sally, You've Got Mail. There's a bunch of older stuff.
What was the one that you thought I was going to take?
50 First Dates. I thought you were going to take 50 First Dates. No flippies off the dock.
I like The Wedding Planner.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think I've seen that.
Pretty Woman, which, I mean, we already mentioned here. He's Just Not That Into You, which was filmed here in Canton, where I sit. And then I had Love Actually.
Yeah.
There's When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah, you mentioned it. I've never seen When Harry Met Sally. I've seen the scene with the iconic scene where they're, in that diner.
I just thought that would be one that you guys.
Yeah, there's some older ones that we didn't get to. What Women Want is another one. 27 Dresses is one I'm sure a lot of women like.
13 going on 30.
Fool's Gold.
Fever Pitch?
Fever Pitch? Yeah, absolutely.
That's good.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, there's just a ton. Actually, this list has Bull Durham on it.
Yeah.
That's funny. Failure to Launch. Along Came Polly is one that I thought about pretty hard.
It is.
I love that movie.
It's got one of the best scenes for me when he is in that Indian restaurant and he has IBS and he goes into the bathroom and he's sweating. So do you want a towel? And he goes into the bathroom and he knocks and he tries to get him to take a shit. And the guy goes, I'm going to be here all night, dude. Good things.
I was thinking about Meet the Parents. Too. I wasn't sure if that was a rom-com or not. I don't really know. I guess it kind of is. But
it kind of is.
Yeah, I mean, look, we can keep naming them. There's so many of them.
There's so many.
Miss Congeniality? Is that a
Yeah.
rom-com?
I don't know.
I don't
I don't know.
She gets with the guy at the end, right?
Sure.
That can't be the only criteria. But yeah, anyway.
Dell's going to kick our ass for not taking For Love of the Game. I mean, he that's his favorite movie
It's
of all
not a
time.
rom-com. It's not comedy.
You're right. There is no comedy in
Because
there.
I would have. I mean, that's my favorite baseball movie. Just
that's rom baseball. Yeah.
I'm a pitcher, so watching that movie is awesome for me. But yeah, I don't know. Could Happy Gilmore and Big Daddy be a rom-com? That's like.
I mean, let's call a spade a spade here. Come on,
there.
Happy Gilmore.
We're towing the line, yeah. We're telling.
All right. Anyway,
but
the list.
I appreciate the effort because I would have tried it.
He tried to sneak Superbad in. All right, so here's the list as they go. Forgetting Sarah Marshall, 10 Things I Hate About You, The Wedding Singer, Crazy Stupid Love, and How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days for me. There's Something About Mary, Wedding Crashers, 40-Year-Old Virgin, Bridesmaids, and Tin Cup for Brooks. Jerry Maguire, Friends with Benefits, Hitch, Sweet Home Alabama, and Runaway Bride for
that might be the winner.
Ryan. This whole draft got flipped upside down for me when he took Sweet Home Alabama. I thought I was going to be able to get that late, dude. I mean, I literally have seen that movie so many fucking times. I'm so mad that you got that. Shallow Hal, by the way. That's a
Shallow Hal.
Shallow Hal wants a gal, dude.
That's great.
That one with Ligma.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, when we started this podcast, a year and like a couple months ago, if you would have told me we'd be one, still doing it, and two, doing this, I would tell you you're absolutely outside of your skull.
We did a hot guy draft, dude.
We did a hot guy draft.
We did. We might have to reheat that one.
We have to reheat it.
Reheat it. See what you did there.
Throw that one in the microwave, baby.
Yeah, we might have to get back into that and see what happens.
I love it.
I mean, there could be some new players. You never know, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, we've got a couple more ideas floating around that we can do still.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Dusty, I know you got to roll. Why don't we just shut this down for the rest of the day? Because I know Brooksy and I don't have a lot more to talk about. I do want to say one thing on the way out. My uncle passed away last week. A lot of family stuff going on the last couple of days. Obviously, tough for the family. My family did a great job. And I want to give a shout out to my father. And the reason is my dad's not the best public speaker. Now, he is hysterical. You guys know my dad, Tony Pops. You know Tony.
One of the funniest human beings I've ever met in my life.
He's so good with banter back and forth. But for him to stand up there with a microphone and give the eulogy that he did was awesome. And I also want to give a huge thank you to my girlfriend and to my roommate, Roach, who accompanied me one day and then the other day. Roach was actually a pallbearer yesterday because we needed an additional person. So to my Uncle Dave, I love you. My Aunt Karen, my cousin Allison, and to my family.
Cheers.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear about that.
Yeah.
We knew about it last week, but obviously we're not going to bring it up.
Yeah.
We want to talk about it.
Now that it's all, we finished everything yesterday. It was well done all around. But now I can talk about it because I didn't want to talk about it then.
Yeah. I mean, look, you need time to process all that stuff, and we totally understand that. We support you. And if you know anyone who's had some stuff go wrong in their life recently, or some people pass away untimely, whether untimely or not, reach out to them, send them a text message, say, hey, I'm here. If you ever want to talk, give them a phone call, whatever.
All right.
It means a lot.
Dusty's bets.
Oh yeah, Dusty's bets time.
Got anything in your phone for tonight or tomorrow before Thursday's podcast that you can give out?
By the way, Scheffler is stupid. He is stupid good.
Oh, we didn't even talk about Scheffler. We can do that.
I know you got to roll. I know you got a tea time.
Yeah, I got a tea time. I got to go make, but I will. Let's save Dusty's bet segment for the Thursday show because I'll have a lot more to cook there. If you guys like golfers, though, Harris English is 2-1 to top 20 this week. Guy top 20s in a lot of these major events. I also like Wyndham Clark and Denny McCarthy. Those are guys that have been on a lot this year, but they perform consistently well. And this is like a classic kind of style golf course that they're playing. It's the first time the PGA Tour has ever been at this course. It's the Philadelphia Cricket Club. once again, it's brand new, but it's like an old school style design. That's what everyone's saying. And apparently it's supposed to be a good test because this is the last tournament before Quail Hollow for the PGA Championship next week.
Is it links? Is it links course or is it just like a regular?
I think it's kind of like a mixture. I think it's like an old school, like think like Oakmont kind of place.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of bunkers, a lot of fairway bunkers, and a lot of that kind of stuff.
Fair enough.
So yeah. Anyway, but once again, I have to go. Thank you guys very much for listening, liking, commenting, subscribing. I will get the graphic out at some point, probably tomorrow. I have kind of a full day for the rest of the day. But once again, thank you guys, and I love y'all, and we'll see you on Thursday.
Love you too, buddy.
Love you guys, and don't forget to go vote. Go vote for us. Let's shake up the market a little bit.
Shake up the world, and thank you to all the 100 plus people that are watching. Thank you very much.
See you.
We have no idea what we're doing.
See you, Brian.
See you, buddy. Love you.
See you, Laura, and any other women. She's probably the only one who wants to listen to us, bunch of jackasses. See you, everybody.